Home Minister Amit Shah today warned West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee of a tsunami of defections from the Trinamool Congress ahead of the state assembly polls, and that he claimed by the end of it she would be left standing all alone. And to make his point, the senior BJP leader today paraded 30 new faces who had joined his party, the most important of them being the former West Bengal Cabinet Minister Suvendu Adhikari, who had a parting shot for his former party, a long, open letter of resignation.
No question about the drama on stage. Suvendu Adhikari, Mamata Banerjee's trusted lieutenant till just months ago, reaching in salutation for Amit Shah's feet. To be embraced in the ring of the marigold garland along with Dilip Ghosh, Mukul Roy and the rest of BJP's top state leadership, all determined to bag Bengal in 2021.
दीदी ये तो शुरुआत है, चुनाव आते आते आप अकेली रह जाएगी। परिणाम देख लेना, इस बार 200 सीटों से ज्यादा सीटों के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनने जा रही है।
Before coming on stage, Adhikari shared an open letter addressed to Trinamool workers. "I'm not leaving Trinamool," he wrote. "Trinamool is no longer what it was. A rot has set in," he said, and the party was being treated as a fiefdom. His on-stage parting shot was also bitter. His target, Mamata Banerjee's nephew, Abhishek Banerjee.
কালকে যাচ্ছি মেদিনীপুরের কলেজ মাঠে, সেখানে গিয়ে বলবো তোলাবাজ ভাইপো হটাও, তোলাবাজ ভাইপো হটাও, তোলাবাজ ভাইপো হটাও।
Trinamool Congress hit back with almost the same ferocity, unimpressed with the turnout at the rally in Medinipur and dismissing completely any impact of Adhikari's exit on the party. Mamata Banerjee has already designated the turncoats good riddance.
Amit Shah ji has said several lies, garbage of lies. आज जो मीटिंग हुआ है मिदनापुर का ग्राउंड में, वो मीटिंग फ्लॉप मीटिंग है, आदमी नहीं थे। और जब अमित शाह ने शुरू किया उसके बाद फिर ज्यादा आदमी लोग चला गया, इसलिए उनको बोलने पड़ा है, अरे सुनो भैया, अरे सुनो भैया, लेकिन कोई सुनता नहीं है अमित शाह जी को।
But for day one of BJP's new Operation Bengal, it wasn't an insignificant haul. Over 60 grassroots leaders, 13 MLAs and MPs, most still serving. Amit Shah said the BJP would get more than 200 seats. Kalyan Banerjee said not more than 50. Today's landmark political developments. How many seats it will affect, either for the BJP or for the Trinamool, impossible to predict at this point. But there is no doubt that Suvendu's exit from Trinamool is a shot in the arm for the BJP and certainly not a morale booster for the Trinamool Congress, even though Trinamool says all the exits were liabilities of the party anyway. With Giri Shankar, Monadeepa Banerjee, NDTV.
All right, so the TMC is dismissing today's exits from the party as an exit of liabilities. But are they just putting up a brave front? How can they limit the fallout of Suvendu Adhikari leaving? Joining us on the show tonight on Left, Right and Centre, we have Subrata Roy, Lok Sabha MP and spokesperson of the TMC. We have Bhaskar Ghosh, leader of the BJP, and Shikha Mukherjee, senior journalist. Thank you all for joining us. Mr. Roy, 13 new entrants on day one of Amit Shah's visit, and he's supposed to visit Bengal every month till the assembly elections are over. Is the TMC jittery?
Is the TMC jittery? No. Amit Shah has made a habit of coming to West Bengal every now and then. He creates no impression among the people. What he does is to pressurize the administration and maybe distribute money and maybe encourage defections. So we are not jittery at all. More Amit Shah comes, his distance from the people will be, from the people of Bengal will be more in evidence. So we are not at all worried. We are worried about the immoral politics that he plays. In every state, BJP encourages defection using money power, government power, and muscle power. So that is something we have to put up with and fight. So we are not worried at all. We shall fill up the gaps left by the traitors.
You will fill up the gaps left
BJP,
by the traitors, but these
all ideology.
Mr. Roy, the people you're calling traitors today, Suvendu Adhikari has been one of the most trusted aides of Mamata Banerjee. So this is a jolt. This is a low blow. He's been the face of the Nandigram movement in Bengal, the very movement that catapulted the TMC to power in the state 10 years ago. Are you saying it's not a jolt?
It is not a, it is definitely any booth level worker going out of the party is a loss to the party. Suvendu was an important leader of the party. He was a cabinet minister with two important portfolios. He had played a role in Nandigram movement, though not the leading role, which was played by Mamata Banerjee. So his leaving will naturally leave some gap in the party. Of course, unfortunately, he left with some non-entities. After promising that there will be deluge from the Trinamool Congress, he could get only 6 MLAs of Trinamool Congress, that too non-entities who wouldn't have been given nomination to go with him, and people from Congress, CPM and CPI like that. So it's not a joke. It's an unfortunate situation that where a young man in the prime of his life, he left the party just for loaves and fishes, betrayed the party because of his high vaulting ambition. He won't get what he wants.
All
in
right.
Trinamool Congress, he wanted chief ministership or deputy chief ministership. We told him there was no vacancy, but he could work with respect in the party. Now he has gone to BJP. Let him find out how much he will get out of BJP.
Well, how much will he get out of the BJP? That's a good question. Let's put that across to Priyanka Tibrewal, who's with the BJP youth wing in West Bengal. Priyanka, I'm not going to congratulate you on the big haul of leaders' additions to the BJP. There's been enough said about that today. This has clearly been the BJP's day in West Bengal. But let me ask you this question. Mr. Adhikari's inclusion into the BJP also comes with its own set of problems. The BJP's Bengal unit now has more former TMC leaders than its own ideologically driven leaders. Where is Mr. Adhikari going to fit with Mukul Roy, Dilip Ghosh, all of them? What is the chain of command going to be?
See, it's certainly not like that. Since Mr. Adhikari is now welcomed in our family, he's one of our family members. But it never happens that when someone new or a new member comes in your party, then the guardians don't have their role to play. Guardians are always guardians, and members are welcome in the family. See, what we're looking forward to is people who have the vision to work for the people of West Bengal with honest intentions are welcomed in the party. And people who are responsible for all the mayhem across West Bengal, we do not even entertain them. You have seen that yesterday, when Jitendra Tiwari was claiming to quit TMC, but you did not hear a word from BJP then. Because we very well know who are the people who have clean intentions to work for the people. And so only then they are welcome in the party, otherwise not. So it is not that anybody who is wanting is walking into BJP. It's absolutely not that.
All right, but my question of succession is important because I ask it because Mr. Suvendu's gripe with the TMC has been over recognition and prominence in the chain of succession. He's unhappy with the alleged transfer of power in the party to Mamata Banerjee's nephew. How is that going to change? What kind of prominence is he going to get in the BJP then?
See, it's not that. It's not just the prominence. It's about giving your hard work, doing hard work in your party, and then at the cost of that, if you just deserve little dignity, that is what matters. But what did Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari say today? He absolutely mentioned that when he wanted to work for the party, when he was working for the party, then they did not keep faith on him. Not just that, they did not give him the minimum respect which he deserved. See, placing Abhishek Banerjee into the platform where Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari, where he was in the Yuva Morcha, and then replacing him with Abhishek Banerjee, who had no background of working in a political party. Just because he was Mamata Banerjee's nephew, he was given the platform. Now that is what causes chaos in the party. So, and there is definitely, there is this chaos in the party because there is lack of administration, there's lack of organization in the party. That is, people are quitting. After so much which is happening, even then what are the Trinamool Congress people saying today?
But Ms. Priyanka, is the BJP then ready? Because if Mr. Shah is going to criticize Mamata Banerjee against family-centric politics, as you're again repeating here, this will just lead to the TMC, as we heard today, responding that the Home Minister's own son is in a top position in the board of control for cricket in India, the BCCI.
See, I am talking about a person giving his time in a political party, working for so many days, he learning from top to bottom.
Who is?
Politics, the working of a party, and then deserving a place.
Who is, ma'am?
This is about a political party which we are discussing. Shubhendu Adhikari did not take a
No, ma'am. My question to you now is this charge of nepotism in the TMC. Will that not be negated with the TMC shouting equally loudly about Mr. Amit Shah's son in the BCCI?
I am again telling you, and I am repeating myself, please mention and give me one single name of a BJP leader's son or a daughter who is going to BJP in a very good political post. I am talking about political post. You will have none. So
well, I'm sure we'll hear about it on the campaign trail as the BJP continues to make the connection to Mamata Banerjee's nephew. Shikha Mukherjee, again, like I just said, the BJP's Bengal unit now has more former TMC leaders than its own ideologically driven leaders. So the self-proclaimed party with a difference really as power hungry, because these are opportunists who have hopped from one party, their defections that have gone from one party to another. That said, how does the TMC limit the impact of Shubhendu Adhikari leaving? Because it is a tough blow.
The TMC now has a serious problem on its hands, no matter how much they want to dismiss it as not as craters which can be filled up with great ease. Because one has to remember that in many ways, the space that was made out for Shubhendu Adhikari was a very special space, and he was given the kind of prominence that made him seem almost indispensable for the functioning of the Trinamool. And let me sort of elaborate on this. In the sense that Shubhendu was not only involved with the politics of his own district, which is Purva Mednipur, but he was working in at least 7 other districts of a state which has 23 districts, which makes him a sort of Mr. Fix-It for all problems. Sure. And these were problem areas. And this is what he did. And the last thing he pulled off for the TMC was the by-elections in 2019, which included the Kharagpur seat, which vacated by Dilip Ghosh of the BJP when he was made a member of parliament. Therefore, filling that gap is going to be a problem for the Trinamool. What it also suggests is that the Trinamool will have to stop. There must be a certain amount of complacency within the Trinamool if it can suggest that these are mere craters and they can be filled up with a kind of stopgap arrangement. And I think that the Trinamool will have to shed that complacency, take a hard look, and figure out how it is going to face the BJP's challenge, which seems to be strengthening disproportionately faster than I think the TMC anticipated.
Mr. Sugata Roy, complacency within the TMC, the BJP has been investing unprecedented amounts of time and resources in the state ahead of the polls. They're looking to replace Mamata Banerjee, to replace the TMC from power, and this at a time when you're already facing an incumbency. Can you afford to be complacent?
No, will you repeat the question?
Mr. Roy, can you afford to be complacent and pretend that departures from your party, like Mr. Adhikari, are just small fry that are not going to have an impact?
We should fill up the gaps left by Shubhendu. We are not complacent if he has at his command. We don't have money, but we have manpower. We'll fill it up. And Shubhendu, the betrayer, the traitor, he will lose in his own constituency of Nandigram. Nandigram has 40% Muslim population. Shubhendu will not get any votes out of them. You will see that next election will not be able to stand from Nandigram. We shall fill up all the gaps. We shall travel throughout the state. We shall fill up all the gaps. In the meantime, fights will break out over the newcomers and the old stars. The old RSS type people, they will clash with these newcomers like Shubhendu Adhikari and his cohorts, and as they clashed earlier with Mukul Roy and his cohorts. Dilip Ghosh, the BJP president, who's an RSS man, has not given any space to Mukul Roy up to now. Shubhendu will face the same problem. He's an ambitious man. He wants to be chief minister, though I do not think he's qualified for it. So he'll realize when he goes to the BJP that in BJP, nobody who's not from an RSS background can become a chief minister or chief minister candidate. They will never win the election in Bengal.
Mr. Roy, that will be the BJP's problem to solve and problem to face if they win the elections. Who to choose as chief minister. But Shikha Mukherjee, one thing is clear at the end of all of this, that we can expect to see much more political violence in West Bengal. Political violence has already been horrific, and given the charged up atmosphere, we should expect just more. Even the Home Minister literally saying counter violence with counter. There's nobody here who seems to be rejecting violence.
No, there is nobody in West Bengal politics who is going to reject violence, especially at a time when things are so destabilized. And let me also add that the issues that have been raised as the BJP races towards its goal of picking up the state and ousting the Trinamool in 2021, the issues that they have raised, CAA, NRC, communalism, the idea that the Hindu majority is under threat, illegal immigrants, etc. These are so sensitive, and this is a border state. Therefore, and this is a state which has a long history of political violence. And every time things become unstable, there is a sense of uncertainty, there is a sense of regime change in the offing, violence just skyrockets. And I'm very certain after today's meeting in Midnapur, where Mr. Amit Shah almost declared that it would be an eye for an eye kind of thing, the intensity of the violence is just going to go up. I would doubt if Mr. Amit Shah or the BJP has the guts to do what the Hindu Mahasabha and the Muslim League did after the great Calcutta killings, which is take out a peace march and vow that there shall be no more killings.
All right, we can expect more violence. Of course, this West Bengal is going to be the story in the next 4 months running up to these big elections. Thank you all for your time tonight.